Samir Mayfield is the founder of Minefulltrader, and he's here with us just now. How are you today?
Doing good, Ian. Thanks for having me on the show. I hope everything is well.
Well, it's great to have you on the show today. So, first of all, can you just tell us a little bit about Minefulltrader and what it actually is, really?
Sure. So, Mindful Trader is an idea that I had roughly 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And the idea started out as people being able to mine on their devices. But as time went on, falling in love with trading in the cryptocurrency space and having some luck with it in the past, it seemed like it was the right thing to do to sort of join the ideas together so that if people wanted to mine on their devices and have that money appear inside of an exchange platform, it would all tie together into one place. And so Mindful Trader is, it's actually the original one-stop mining trading platform because my company was founded back in 2018. And crypto being so early, just being so new to the world, I am actually the original, one-stop mining trading platform before CoinHive or before, a lot of competitors out there did eventually, like a lot of mining industries, a lot of mining companies, they did open up their own trading platforms, but there's a very few of them even now in today where they combine the miner with the trading platform.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty much what Mindful Trader is. But also now that time has progressed so much, with all of the DeFi and a lot of decentralized app usage, there's now more things to bring to the space, such as staking capabilities. And I really feel like, I know the question is what's Mindful Trader, but to answer this question, it's a big question. We're moving into the future. And really soon, people are going to realize that they can earn more money holding their US dollar in the form of a cryptocurrency stablecoin. They can earn more on their bank account, over 10% a year.
Wow.
Than they would in a typical, centralized banking institution.
Yeah. So here come the ignorant questions that a lot of people might be thinking. What actually is cryptocurrency and what does mining actually mean?
So cryptocurrency, it's a peer-to-peer consensus of blockchain technology. The best way to describe this, Bitcoin or pretty much most cryptos, it follows the concept of, BitTorrenting.
Yeah.
So Bitcoin, all of that cryptocurrency, it came from BitTorrenting, which is a consensus of people, private individuals that are contributing their processing power of their computer. There's a proof of stake and a proof of work concept, and maybe I'm getting too technical about these things, but cryptocurrency has a lot of real life application. It's just the story actually goes way back to the early 90s where there was a big internet boom, the dot-com boom.
Yeah.
There was e-gold, easy money, e-money, internet gold. There was a lot of stuff popping up at the time, and people don't understand is that it's really similar to Bitcoin. It's pretty much the exact same type of protocol. It's really not that much different. And so what really separated some of these early projects from what it was, then turning into Bitcoin, and people didn't realize it at that time, is how it's decentralized. Many people contribute to, the storing of the transaction history on a public node, and then many private individuals validating transactions and checking multitudes of nodes around the world to make sure that the transaction is real. And so that's something that cryptocurrency, Bitcoin technology, it was really that breaking point around 2008 because the government had went into, all of these companies, centralized server locations, they subpoenaed them. They went into these buildings and they physically seized the hard drives that was containing the serial numbers for all of these crypto. At the time, it was, e-gold, but it was essentially cryptocurrency. And so that was the transition. And that's why, that's really what it is. It's almost no different than sort of e-gold back in the early dot-com boom, except the fact that it's decentralized. Many people can contribute in this private ledger. It's that sort of consensus that allows it to work. And it's really that basic of just many people storing the ledger of all these serial numbers that correlate to these coins. And regardless of whether it's going to be cryptocurrency or it's going to be just the blockchain technology in general, I do believe that the future is blockchain technology, and this is essentially the early sort of dot-com boom of blockchain technology.
Yeah. So why do you think that the future is blockchain technology then?
You can't get rid of it.
Mm.
Big companies, they can transact, they can move $10 million worth of coin almost instantly. You can't move $10 million inside of a bank account in less than a week time. So there's some great application for cryptocurrency, and it's really a way for people to take back their privacy and to take back their financial life.
Yeah. So in terms of Minefulltrader, what does it bring to the market that other competitors might not?
Ooh, that's a good question. So I'm going to use an example. There's a really good project on the market right now called Pulse Chain, PulseX, Hexcoin. It's Richard Hart's project. This project specifically, if people don't know too much about it, there is a similarity between this project and the Minefulltrader project.
Yeah.
In terms of which, his project has a 0.2, what is it, a 0.26% trading fee, and a majority of the fee for the trade is used as liquidity towards the PulseX token. And the PulseX token has some sort of deflationary traits that are built into it. And it's because of that, having a platform where essentially the fees generated from the platform is being used to provide liquidity on the token makes the token really similar to holding company shares or holding company profit without directly doing so. And so the thing that really separates this project from many other projects is how owning MFT token is, again, really similar to owning ownership of the company and getting profits paid from the company towards the MFT token. And that's something that Richard Hart does. He uses the trading platform to do it. And we have a really similar sort of idea, except not just the trading fees, but the mining fees, the staking fees, any kind of service of cryptocurrency that can be brought to the platform, any kind of a fee that would have typically been assessed, we could use those fees to power or to feed the liquidity of the MFT token, which I don't know if that's explanatory to everyone. I know there's a lot of technicals involved in the white paper when expressing exactly what the token does, but that is really just what it comes down to, is that it's pretty close to having company shares.
Yeah. And also in terms of similarities, really, are there any other similarities between other competitors? Because I guess there will be elements that people will want to be the same.
Yeah. I mean, there's definitely some similarities, but there's also a lot of differences. And so I'll just put a couple into view here. Voyager, I actually hold some Voyager token. I really like the Voyager platform. But the thing about the Voyager platform, something that maybe, some similarities between the two is how you can trade on there. You can get rewards for just holding coins in general, which is something that we will bring to our platform eventually. And if it wasn't, explanatory, or if people haven't seen the website yet, we do only offer a mining application at the moment.
Yeah.
It is a Windows application. We did just create a really, really, really nice exchange, but it's a login register type of exchange, which is more of a centralized type of exchange. And so we do share those similarities where, other platforms, crypto.com, Voyager, Coinbase, Bitify, Bittrex, they're all going to offer some type of reward for holding coins in the wallet. So that's not very different. Also having the ability to trade, obviously there's many trading platforms out there, but holding enough MFT tokens, holding 100,000 MFT tokens will reduce the trading fee to 0%. So that's something that, is slightly different. Voyager has roughly a 3% trading fee. Again, Pulse Chain and PulseX is going to have roughly a 0.26% trading fee. So there's obviously these similarities. We all operate inside the same space, but also that being a separation of difference is that people will get access to their private keys on our platform, something you can't do on Voyager or Coinbase. People having long-term staking rewards, not just for holding it, but also locking their money up for maybe a 12-month period of time and guaranteeing a 50% to up to a 200% return on investment, while holding something or staking something in the form of a stable coin, so that it's always just keeping its value as the markets are constantly updating.
Yeah. And let's just talk a little bit about your own story, if we can, because your father, Brandon Mayfield, was falsely accused of the 2004 Madrid bombing, and the FBI actually kind of spied on you and your family when you were a young child, and that's actually made you feel that privacy is quite important in the crypto sort of world, hasn't it?
Absolutely. That really hits the head on the nail. I was about 10 years old, and the FBI had spied on my family and myself. And at such a young age, for me to see the world act like this, where they essentially used my father as a scapegoat.
Yeah.
They knew 100% he was innocent. He's a Portland attorney. He was practicing at the time. There was digital proof of his physical appearance in the state of Oregon related to one of his court cases. And all of this evidence, his passport's being expired for over 12, 13 years. He hadn't left the country. There was, proof of his physical appearance in Oregon. And so it was so odd to see at such a young age as a kid how the world can just kind of do what they want. Yeah. And so in my head, I was thinking, why do I want to work so hard to go to school and to get my degree and become maybe a computer engineer and work so hard when someone can just take it all away? And so that, to me, same with the money that sits in our bank account. I just really feel cryptocurrency to kind of break away from the centralized platforms that have been given to everyone. And I mean, it should be exciting. I mean, cryptocurrency is really volatile as well. And so it's definitely an up and down, but that was a huge turning point as a kid in my life. And quite honestly, after that happened, I was in 5th grade. I actually cheated throughout my 6th and 7th grade year in middle school because I simply didn't want to do the work. And I really felt like we were put in cages to learn this material that has some sort of importance. I mean, there's things that we can definitely learn from a lot of the history and the math and science and a lot of education, but it also seemed like a lot of it was sort of a waste of time. I wasn't very engaged in school. I don't know how many kids actually are engaged in a lot of public education.
Yeah.
So it was. I really love privacy, and the story it had a good ending to it, at least. It started with them accusing my dad as being a terrorist, and then literally just a few weeks later, they say, "Oh, we made a mistake. We're sorry. We're letting him out of jail. Try and keep this quiet. We don't want many people to know about it." And then it was brought to court a few years later that they did intentionally try to use him as a scapegoat. They tried their best to cover up their tracks. And because of the Patriot Act now in this country, the Patriot Act gives the government the full power and right to spy on people without a warrant, without people's know-how. And so if the government has the right to do these kinds of things and to void our privacy and to void our rights, then I am 100% for a decentralized money system that is not controlled by this type of government.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, that it all sort of links, doesn't it? Your past links to cryptocurrency and gives you reasons to do this sort of work.
Absolutely.
So in terms of the Minefulltrader, what are you expecting or hoping will come from it?
So Minefulltrader, I'm hoping that everyone realizes that proof of work concept, and this is getting more technical on things, but proof of work concept, people creating a digital print, a large carbon print. The world, Elon Musk, everyone's talking about this. Is it good for the environment? Is it bad for the environment? Everyone thinks it's bad for the environment. They're not completely wrong about that. But a space heater is also bad for the environment for the amount of energy consumption that it uses to keep the apartment warm. Cryptocurrency has actually a similar sort of reaction in terms of thermal transfer of how much BTUs a mining rig can create inside of a small enclosed room compared to what a small heater could do is actually quite similar.
Wow.
In terms of energy consumption. And so it's really not as bad for the environment as people think, but playing on this argument, I do think that, proof of stake is great for transacting, which is low energy consumption. People validate through the amount of coin that they hold. So someone that holds a majority of the coin is going to have a majority of the validation on the network. That's great. I can see application for it. And proof of work, however, which is energy consumption, high processing power to try and solve complex algorithms. That is the proof of work concept. That is Bitcoin. That is Ethereum currently, although Ethereum is moving to proof of stake concept and them being the number two coin in the space, why I mentioned Ethereum.
Mm.
But yeah, having a digital print is actually a good thing. And people that want to secure their funds with billions of dollars, I think, will want to use the proof of work system. It's not something that we can just make it disappear. And so, in that regard, we all have these devices that are sitting idle. We're sleeping, we're at school, we're using the bathroom, we're on a lunch break. It doesn't matter if the computer is able to mine and to earn funds in the background and to contribute to this decentralized network of validation. I think that every computer should have a mining application on that computer or on the device, whether it's a PlayStation, an Xbox, a phone. As long as when the device isn't being used, it's able to earn cryptocurrency, then these devices are working for us, and we're not having to work for them. Is really the point that I make when I made Minefulltrader, and I really do think that it's going to move in that direction because proof of work concept isn't disappearing, and it's a way to put a little bit of money into everyone's hands, essentially for free.
Yeah. And what future developments are in the works?
So this is where I get to tell everyone about my promises.
Ooh.
So we do have an exchange that's being built right now. If you go to our minefulltrader.com website as it stands currently, there is a link to the exchange, which will take you to app.minefulltrader.com. And that is a working exchange. It's actually live at the moment, but it is under construction. And so if people want to, create an account, just sort of check it out, that's fine. You can also send a little bit of money there just to play around with it. But I wouldn't recommend sending huge amounts of money just to sort of play with this beta version of the exchange. So what we're going to expect in the end of March is we're going to integrate. This is actually happening a lot faster than I thought it would, according to what what the timeline was. So we're going to have an exchange that integrates with the Windows mining software. Automatically, what's being mined is going to be mined directly to the exchange wallets. And then people will be able to spend that money, trade it, liquidate it to their bank account. We're also bringing USD liquidation onto our platform, purchasing crypto on the platform. There's going to be a 1% fee to buy and sell crypto. And, holding more MFT tokens can reduce that fee to 0%. And then, sort of branching out from the question, another thing is having more MFT tokens will also give people access to an arbitrage trading bot. And we've been playing around with this trading bot a little bit. And through paper trading, we have successfully gotten close to a 0.2% daily compound. Wow. And over the course of about 12 months, that would equate to a 73% APR or annual return. And if it compounds every single day, then it's even closer to about a 100% annual return. And so us being able to provide that to users that stake enough MFT tokens is going to be beneficial to them, and them holding MFT tokens is going to be beneficial to the MFT ecosystem.
Yeah, that sounds exciting. Well, where are we able to find Minefulltrader everywhere and keep up to date with how everything's going?
Yeah, you guys can follow us on Twitter, Facebook. We also have Instagram. We also have live chat for Discord. I'm always on Discord. I actually play a video game called Lost Ark that just came out a few weeks ago. So if you guys want to catch me while I'm playing video games, then that's fine.
Great. Well, many thanks for coming on the show today. It's been great to have you on.
Hey, thanks for having me, Toby.